Yeah, hello and welcome to everyone to this webinar by Tapio. We are very happy that you watch and listen to us because we've prepared some real cool content for you regarding digitization, especially for carpenters. We are the Tapio team, and today Jan and I are going to present some very valuable insights to you. So Jan, it would be great if you introduce yourself.
Sure, no problem. Yeah, my name is Jan. I'm working for Tapio since the beginning, and I'm working for the product management, especially for service board and all the topics roundabout of, I would say, tools and materials. Yeah, so that's basically my working field.
Yeah, great. Thank you. My name is Julia Kasper. I'm also working in the product management at Tapio. And I previously worked for our family-owned carpentry. That's why I really have some deep insights about digitization, especially in the workshop. And I'm glad to share that with you today. So this has been a webinar that we did in German previously. And we had a guest speaker last time, Christoph Krause. He's really a digital thinker in his field. And I'm happy that he shared his learnings with us. And today he asked me to step in for him to present his insights. So thanks everyone for listening. Let's get started with the webinar today. So our topic is starting digital, how to get your workshop ready for the digital era. And as I said previously, we especially created this webinar for every carpenter or joiner, but of course for everyone else who's interested in wood industry. So before we start, Jan, it would be great to hear some things about and thoughts about Tapio and why we created the ecosystem.
Yeah, sure. So basically what you see here on that slide is what we did approximately 3 years ago. So when we thought about like how we could digitalize the wood industry together with all the stakeholders like carpenters, customers, but also like manufacturers, we had like a lot of questions on our mind. And what you see here is like the basic 5 main questions. We try to find answers within the Tapio, and also questions where we would like to develop the answers during the last 3 years on that topic. So what you see here, we had like questions on our mind regarding digitalization, like in an overall thinking. So what means digitalization for the wood industry? Also like parts what you see on the left side is new topics came also on our minds, like IoT, Internet of Thinking. What does it mean? How could it help us for the digitalization for the wood industry? Also like software as a service and the whole area of digital sales, which is completely or was completely new to the wood industry a couple of years ago. Also like a really big topic with which every carpenter has on his mind is like the machine communication to different applications, to digital solutions. So how does it work? How can a machine speak to applications? But on the other hand, which you see on the right side, is that whole topic about data protection and IT security. So who is the owner of the data? Is my data like safe in Tapio or in general? And also like a really big topic, that's why we also created an open ecosystem, is the digital collaboration between customers and the partners of Tapio, like tool manufacturer, machine manufacturer, and also material manufacturer. So all those questions were on our mind, and we tried to find answers together with all the stakeholders in the wood industry.
Yeah, sounds great to enable everyone to participate in the digital era. Great. So the question that we asked was digitalization. Everyone talks about it, but why is it important? And what does it mean to me as a carpenter? And this answer was presented by Christoph, and he said, well, there is a huge field of digital opportunities that we face. And as craftsmen, we remind ourselves that the value creation is on basis of our production. So this is the core of our craftsman business. But we do see that there's this valuable interface between machines, tools, data, and everything. So the ones who do not master these interfaces will maybe be left behind. And he says that from his experience, 10 to 12 digital different solutions are part of a workshop, and they need to work jointly together. And that's why we do need an ecosystem for. And this was something he really stressed, that the value creation is on basis of this production, and these systems have to work together, share data, and everything else. So here's the process chain that you all know from your business. So this is the total process from a customer's order to delivery and service. And here we see that the process steps are put together. And our big challenge is maybe to also automate process steps. And we saw that especially in the times of Corona, that parts that we automated already are much more easy to steer than processes that are not defined. So what he really stressed was that you need defined processes as a foundation to digitize further steps in your production. And if you don't have these processes defined or how to say it, or managed, then it will be really hard to figure out the real pain points and where to digitize them. So this is an overview of the digital value chain for craftsmen, and in each step there are sub-processes that might be necessary to define. So again, processes. Without consequently digitizing your processes, relevant business topics like Internet of Things, robotics, CNC production cannot be introduced successfully. So you have to develop an understanding of how your processes work. What Christoph suggested was that you should take a glass of wine or a bottle of beer, sit down, best with your team, with your employees, involve them, and jointly define your process chain. You have to create a detailed understanding of your processes, and if you did that, you can easily identify steps that lead to problems. So you easily identify your pain points in your process chain, and then as a next step, you can prioritize how to optimize them. So all in all, you have to create a basis or foundation for digitization, and this is your individual processes. And if you've done that homework, then we can speak about digital tools that enhance your production and make them more efficient. And from my own experience, from our family-owned carpentry, we did this several times with our team. We came together in the workshop, and that's really great for craftsmen because it's easy to come together, you speak together, you discuss, and you really have tough discussions on which process step really is a pain and what you need to change. And you really do need your employees for that, because they are the ones who do have this special focus on a specific area. And therefore, it was really an asset for us to create these processes and define them. So in order to connect that, it might be important for you to understand the ecosystem of Tapio. So what does it stand for? And how can carpenters as well as furniture producers benefit from the ecosystem? So Jan, you do have some more insights on that for us.
Yes. So basically, what you see here in that slide is what you have in your own workshop. You have a colorful workshop in reality. That means you have different suppliers and manufacturers and brands on your shop floor. You have like a machine manufacturer, like not only one brand, so maybe 2 or 3 or 4 brands. You have different suppliers for materials, for edge bands. You have different suppliers for tools, and also you have different contacts, different different contacts for services when you have problem in your workshop. So that's basically it. You have really a colorful production, a colorful shop floor where you, as a carpenter, you really want to have that picture also in a digital way. So, and to achieve that, it's only possible, in our opinion, to create an open ecosystem where everybody is involved in digitalization. That machines can talk to tools, tools can talk to machines. You have like the possibility also to combine all the service contacts, and everybody is like dealing with data and exchanging data. So this all comes together really nicely in an ecosystem. So that's why we created the ecosystem, because we really wanted to digitalize the wood industry together with the manufacturers and with the customers. So that you, as a carpenter or joiner, you have really a digital twin of your colorful shop floor. So you just need, in our thinking, it's really important that everything comes together nicely, also in a digital way. There you see like a little bit more in detail. So what would happen if everything would not come together like in an ecosystem? That means, like, for a digital solution, for example, for your tools, you would have like an application at administration portal for a specific tool manufacturer. Same also when you have problems or questions, or you want to work for with your edge bands, like edge band management systems, you would have like another application, another administration portal. So you would have like in this example here, you would have like 2 logins, 2 administration portals, like 2 different digital solutions, but you will have it like on your shop floor. You also see it like in reality, you see it like as one, but in a digital way, when you're not having an ecosystem, you would have like split those colorful parts from your shop floor. You would split it like up in different applications and solutions. So our solution here with the ecosystem, you only have like one administration portal, what we call My Tapio, where you manage like all your machines on the shop floor, you manage all the users from your company, you manage all your apps and licenses you're buying in the Tapio shop, and you're managing like all the servers you have with different players in the wood industry, also in My Tapio under the partner relationship tab. So you really have only one administration portal, and you have your colorful shop floor. In reality, you have like the digital twin of it right here in My Tapio.
Yeah, I really see that point of just having one login for everything on your workshop, than having like multiple 20, 30 logins you have to manage. Great. So again, we have a part that Christoph presented in the German webinar, and the question that we raised was, how can I, as a carpenter, start digitizing my company or my production? So this is an important point. So where to start in the company? And he had 5 key recommendations for us. The first was, don't forget your digital infrastructure. So we do need modern solutions, especially in these times of Corona. And it really counts on how well we are equipped to really create a flow in our production, so, and on our processes. At this point, we really recommend not to save costs, because it's of high importance to create this infrastructure that digital tools have a basis on how on which they can work. Second point was the topic of efficient production. So of course we all aim at optimizing production, and it's related to handcrafted pieces, but also pieces that are built on machines, and therefore processes are again the key to work on, and therefore he recommended to create process maps together with your employees, the point that I stressed previously. For example, if you do have your saw blades and they need to go through the sharpening services, of course, there might be some problems at this point. So how to handle this and how to manage this maybe in a digital manner. And therefore, we aim at being fast and efficient. And this is the second step that Christoph recommended. Then third step, as a supporting thing, digital processes are needed. This is something that for example, where you have some interfaces with your customers or supplier. And we all know that craftsmanship is highly individual. So each and every one from us does have a customized solution on how they work with their customers, how they do service. And therefore, it might be easy to identify some digital interfaces that we do have with customers or suppliers. And Christoph also stressed that this point is a must-have before we think about developing new business models or new digital business models. If you don't have these 3 steps in place, it's hard to reach a digital status. So the fourth step might then be new businesses. So if everything else is done, this might be a step that you can step into, and especially data business models might be something that you are then prepared for. And therefore, he showed us an example later on, but he reminded us of that all parts might get somehow intelligent, and therefore, of course, the ecosystem is needed because we need someone who is an enabler or a platform as a basis to jointly develop new things. Last but not least, of course, learnings and knowledge transfer is something we don't have to neglect, especially when you're speaking about transferring knowledge to the next generation. But also, I think there is quite a bit of new digital learnings that you might create in your firm. Therefore, it's also important to somehow invest into this field as well. And the example that Christoph brought was Sebastian. We also know him in person, and Sebastian really has some cool and innovative thoughts in his mind. He also runs his own hashtag Christoph, which is simply do it, einfach machen in German. And therefore, he's really successfully mastering digital transformation. And therefore, he does not solely rely on new technologies, but rather how to combine them and how to work with it. And he has a team of young carpenters that are innovating themselves, how to work together. And here you can see a robot which he uses for some CNC stuff. But there are also some other innovative things that Sebastian is doing there. So we also brought an example for you from the Tapio ecosystems. And therefore, Jan, I would like to ask you, which options do I have as a carpenter and where can I start?
Yeah, so we have different applications and different solutions already implemented and in the market, like machine board, service board, data safe, and Twinio. But we would like to point out one application which also is used by a lot of customers from Tapio. So when we thought about like where are the pain points for our customers, which first came to the customer's mind was always like the service topic. Like how could we support or make it more efficient to, I would say, speed up the service process and also to make it more comfortable and easier to just make service with different service partners. So here you see really the problem, like I have a problem, I have an error on my CNC, and now I have to contact the service partner. But finding the right contact person for a quick solution is not easy and often frustrates the customers. So we thought about like, okay, how could we help here and support the customers? So our solution was the product which we call Service Board. So when you have a problem on your CNC, on your saw, or on the edge bending machines, for example, you easily open up Service Board. Yeah, upfront you have to open up a Tapio account and get the license for Service Board. But then you log into Service Board. It's an application by Tapio, and there you can just easily open up a ticket. Like you creating a new ticket, you're selecting the right service partner. Then you describe the problem in like 2 or 3 sentences. If you would like, you could also add up to 3 pictures of the problem. And then you're just sending the ticket away. You just click send. And what we're doing is like we're routing the ticket into the right service partner, into the right business unit, into the service queue. So you just open up one time a ticket, and then you're good to go, and someone from the service department will get in contact with you via the service board. So you can easily kind of chat with the service technician. He's writing back some solution based on the pictures. You can write back if the solution was the right one and the problem is solved, or no, it was not the right solution, please give me another one, so that you can really go back and forward in the communication. When the problem was solved by that communication, you see it here quite nicely in the screen shot on the right side. You see a nice overview of all your tickets which have been solved or are in preparation right now. So you really have a nice list of all the service tickets you opened up with the service board. That means you also have kind of a nice acknowledgement system. So when, for example, in 4 or 5 months, you will have the same problem again on the CNC, you can easily search in the service board for that ticket, for the problem. You can go into the ticket and check the solution by the service technician, and then you can solve the problem by yourself. That means like a lot of time and costs can be solved with the service board just by saving all the service ticket in a digital way. But for example, the ticket couldn't be solved with the communication with the service technician via a chat function, I would say. There's also the possibility in the service board to open up a video diagnose. That means like the service technician from the service partner can invite you to a service diagnose, to a service like a video call. And then it's more or less like, you know it from WhatsApp calls, from FaceTime calls. It's like you see the service technician in real time, and the service technician sees through your camera from a tablet or mobile device. He really sees what you see. So you can go with your tablet to the problem in the machine, in the front, on the back, and you can talk to the technician, show him like what's wrong right now. And he can hear it, he can see it, he can talk to you, he can try to find the solution together with you, he can make a screen sharing with you for e-parts or for 3D modeling, stuff like that. So you can really try to solve the problem without a service technician is like on site in your company. So you really save time and you really save a lot of costs here by using the service board. And that is really a solution which is also a digital solution, but you don't necessarily need like a real connectivity from your machines to Tapio. So you can really use service board for older machines, for new machines. And that's also a way of digitalization for all the carpenters and joiners. Yeah.
Yeah, you also brought an example where the service board is in place, right?
Yeah, that's there you see like the company Exligno, they're like based in Germany, and they're really using like a service board I think quite a long time now, and they're doing all the service tickets together like with the Tapio service board, So, and they really say like that it's a faster support in terms of the service cases, and also like they're reducing the downtimes of the machines, because the whole process is just faster and more easier to use. So that's why you see it here in the picture. They got a tablet. They have, like, when they got a problem on the saw or on the CNC, they just quickly open up the ticket. They can work on the shop floor with different topics, and they really get like a notification by the service technician, and then they can actively work together with the service technician on the solution for that problem. So really super support made easy. You have quicker solutions, and the communication is improved also by the service board. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. So thank you, Jan. We're at the end of our short webinar. We hope that we presented some inspiration and first steps for your business in the context of digitization and the Tapio ecosystem. Many thanks for watching and listening, and we hope to present some more content to you soon. So take care and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.